we're going to perform a decomposition analysis. This is something we do constantly as business analysts and a valuable tool for your toolbox. Now you can perform decompositions on all kinds of things. When you map out a process, like we'll do in a little while, that's a form of decomposition. When you're planning the analysis phase of your project, that requires decomposition as well. In our scenario, we're going to do a decomposition of a document, the product sales report, that each of the product managers compiles and sends to Martha each month. There isn't any template or format associated with decompositions. It's really just a thought process, but we'll be asking some guiding questions as we go along. I'll show you those questions and then we'll step through them together. First, what are we decomposing? And sometimes I'll call the answer to this question the subject, by the way. Second, how can we break it into pieces? If we're missing things, of course, we'll need to add them. And third, do we need to decompose further? And this means that we can keep iterating on our decomposition, breaking things down further and further until we have a good handle on how our subject is composed. Got it? Good. Let's tackle these questions now with respect to the product sales report, and I'll put a sample up on the screen. Okay, so let's go to our first question. What are we decomposing? Well, it's pretty straightforward. We're decomposing the product sales report. Simple. Next question. Okay, how can we break it into pieces? Well, there are a lot of pieces, as you can see, and it might look a bit intimidating. In this type of situation, it's best to just dive in. The first thing I see is at the very top. There's a title, which shows the name of the report, so we'll put that on the list. Below that, we have a table with information in it. We could just call that the top table and put that on our list. And below that, we have another table of info, and we can just call that one the bottom table. Okay, now let's pause for a minute. Believe it or not, we just did a decomposition. The product sales report consists of three things: the title, the top table, and the bottom table. And when you put those three things back together, you get a product sales report. So we could just stop there. Our third question is, do we need to decompose things further? Well, yes, we do. The title is pretty understandable, and we can't break that down any further, but the tables are pretty complex and need some further work. So let's break the top table down more. Okay, well, it looks like we have 6 pieces. I take that back. We have 12 things that are in the table. We have a list of labels over on the left, and we have information on the right. So we can break the top table down as I'm putting on the screen now. Okay, and there we have it. And by the way, we should definitely do the same for the bottom table, but I'll spare you. Let's ask again, do we need to decompose that even further? No, I don't think so. I mean, we obviously will be very interested in where this information comes from, how it's calculated, the various rules and processes associated with compiling it, and so on. But this is a good level of decomposition for us to work with. Our final product, by the way, is this. Okay, so that's a decomposition, and it'll be helpful in documenting and analyzing the data in the report. Now let's move on to the swim lane flowchart.